On the show today, an Argentinian wine that is absolutely untouchable in terms of price, quality, and especially name. It's a Black Malbec, and it's coming right up. Hi guys, welcome to yet another edition of bigonwine, the channel which, as you probably know by now, brings you news, clues and reviews. Indeed, it tries to keep you up to speed about just about everything that's happening in the world of wine. My wine of the week for this week is indeed from Argentina, and it's this one here. It goes under the name of Los Intocables Black Malbec, and the vintage is 2018. And this wine, which has traveled a long way, comes in for a price where I am of just under €15 a bottle, which makes it, in my opinion, excellent value for money. All right, the producer of this wine is none other than an estate called Finca Las Moras, which is a big player, of course, in the Argentinian wine business. Now, Finca Las Moras are based out in San Juan, in the west of Argentina, over on the west side of Argentina, and that's a long way from Buenos Aires, of course, about 1,100 kilometers, in fact, west of Buenos Aires. There are two main cities in the wine business. There's San Juan to the north and Mendoza to the south. Finca Las Moras are based in San Juan, and of course what we're dealing with here is an area which is relatively hot, relatively dry, so quite a barren kind of landscape there. In fact, the San Juan area is Argentina's second largest wine region. About 20% of all wine produced in Argentina comes from the San Juan area. All right, now I said it was a dry area, fairly barren. There's only about 10 centimeters of rain per year, so it's almost desert-like, which makes irrigation of the vineyards absolutely vital. Okay, another great feature of this area is the fact that the vines are planted at altitude. And in the San Juan area, the pride and joy is the Pedernal Valley, which is a good 1,400 meters above sea level, and that's where this Malbec comes from. And again, irrigation in this area is an absolute must. All right, let's take a look at the wine in the glass, and as we can see, this Malbec demonstrates the absolutely quintessential characteristics in terms of color of a Malbec wine. Malbec is often known as the black wine or the black grape. So if we look at it in terms of color here, we can see that in fact the wine has a very appealing dark reddish purple color, almost like the color produced when squeezing the juice from some black cherries. So that's the dark purple characteristic of this Malbec wine. All right, let's try the wine in the nose, see how we get on. Here we go. Now the nose on this wine is very open, giving, abundant. The aromas coming off here are varied and particularly mature, I would say. What I'm getting in my nose, first of all, is a sensation of dried fruits, so Christmassy fruits with some sweet spice in the mix as well. And also very much present is a hint of leather in the nose here, but there's something beyond that as well. I think it's in the direction of cherry, but also a little bit minty as well, and also perhaps just a touch of coffee or mocha in the nose as well. So a very giving, abundant nose with those dried Christmassy fruits, sweet spice, leather, and then perhaps a touch of mint, maybe even a few notes of coffee. Very attractive indeed. All right, let's try this wine in the mouth now and see whether those aromas are carried over into flavors. Here we go. Now this is an incredibly juicy wine. which demonstrates, I think, a whole variety of forest berries, some blueberry, some blackberry, maybe even some cranberry in the mix as well there. Very nice indeed. It is reasonably tannic, but not overly so. So I would say that the tannins in this wine are relatively soft. Perhaps the predominant flavour in the finish is of the dark cherry, but there is that just little touch of leather there as well. And again, absolutely in the finish, that kind of minty, herby touch as well. Very nice indeed. Chocolate mocha notes also to the fore in the mouth. Particularly in the finish to the wine. Now this is a young wine, of course, and coming in for an excellent price. What are we going to be enjoying this kind of wine with? Well, first of all, I think we should stress that the wine can easily be drunk at a temperature slightly cooler than room temperature. So I would be saying somewhere around the 17 or 18 degree mark would be right for this wine. So just a little bit of cooling in advance, I think. This is the kind of wine which is a very, very good multi-purpose wine. It can be enjoyed as is. It's not too powerful to be enjoyed just as a simple glass of wine with friends. But if you're really looking for the wine to come into its own, you need to combine it, I think, with dark meat. So we'd be thinking beef or lamb, pretty much anything from the grill or the barbecue. And naturally, this is an absolutely perfect candidate to go with hard, salty cheeses. So remember the serving temperature around the 17 or 18 degree mark. Let's bring you the heads up on this one. This is a classic Argentinian high altitude Malbec, dark in color, soft in tannins, just a touch of residual sugar, dark cherry and chocolate, a touch of mint, lovely, at a very acceptable price too. Los Intocables Black Malbec 2018, 4 stars plus out of 5. Okay folks, many, many thanks for tuning in and checking out this week's video. And of course, this was a little introduction to a young black Malbec from high up in the Andes there on the Argentinian side. Los Intocables, lovely stuff. Okay, if you've enjoyed what you've seen and heard, then please do feel free to give us a big thumbs up. Yep, give us a like. We do enjoy getting those. Drop a comment down below. We're always very, very happy to receive your comments and feedback. And this being YouTube, I'm going to invite you to subscribe to the channel naturally, and you can do that by hitting the big red button, which will appear as if by magic over my right shoulder. And of course, while you're about it, why not ring the bell? Yeah, hit that bell icon and you'll be informed as soon as every new video is uploaded. Share the video around naturally, and follow me on my other social media platforms. And remember, I'll be back again next week with another great wine of the week for you. But until we meet again, this is Tony Melville signing off and saying, hey, take care out there, be good to each other, enjoy your wines, and cheers.